Kabuyelo Masandawana, Kabuyelo Masandawana. Ah, there's an interesting one, man. Batlang re buang ka yona wa bona. Fast. Listening to this interview, this guy with Kermit Erasmus, wa bona. So, let me switch this camera this side. In this conversation, because we are talking Sundowns, Mamelodi, Timiako Mams. Masandawan, we always have this thing. Every time a player comes from Europe, we criticize them. We say a whole lot of stuff. Entirely not us Masandawana, but many other people from other teams or just journalists as a whole. But this one, where Kermit Erasmus talks about the importance of playing as a player, is very, very important, especially someone like him. Rabon. So here is going to answer this, and I want us to think about it because I supported a lot. And especially as Sundowns, knowing the quality that we bring into our team, yeah? And looking at a lot of times players that we go and fetch from Europe to come back to play with us. You would look at a player like Bongani Zungu, Tashreeq, Matthews. Bongani isn't with us anymore. Kolisang, Kobamelo. So these are just some of those players. And some are still gonna come, As long as you are quality, you fit into our structures, we are going to bring you back. And you agree to play with us, we are going to bring you back. Because we want as much quality as possible in our team, and also understanding the foreign policies of players. You can only have such an amount of players in your team. So Masanda one, this one is very, very, very simple. And I like how our guy here, Kermit Erasmus, explains it. Still one of my favorite players. I have a picture of him up here in my wall. Still one of my favorite players ever when he played for us. So let's listen to what he says, and then we talk about it a little bit further.
Ask you about obviously with Kolisang coming back from Europe, there's a lot of people that say, oh, but why did you come back from Europe? Or you should have stayed there. Like, you're ruining your career coming back to Sundown, sitting on the bench. As somebody who did the exact same thing, went to Europe, had a good go over there, and then came back to South Africa to some of the bigger clubs and made a success of it. Like, what do you have to say to the guys that are saying, like, it's a mistake for him to come back here to South Africa?
I mean, for an athlete, it's always about playing currently, and no footballer is happy not playing, no matter where you are, whether you're outside of the country or in the country. And I think where your chances of playing are high is where you want to be. It's not about the money. I don't think it's about the money. It's just about relevancy. I mean, he's still 25 years old. He's still got a hell of a career ahead of him. And if he doesn't play now, then when is he going to play? And I'm sure that's one of the reasons why he made the decision to come back. He's a very good player, and I've just seen him recently now. I don't know, he's one of the youngest players to play in the PSL, one of the top three youngest players behind Siwatla, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, that speaks volumes. And who says he can't go back to Europe? It's always about current form. You can't make a transfer in Europe to another club if you haven't played in recent seasons. I mean, that's how it works. They look at stats, and if you haven't played, there's no stats to look at. So there's no team to sign for. And fortunately for him, he's back now doing his thing. And if he has a good season with good stats, I mean, Europe could be open for him again. Why not? They know about him for sure already. So it's just about putting the numbers on the board, and he's got the ability, he's got the potential to achieve that. You saw that today. I mean, anything's possible, especially in a team like Sundowns.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's also whether your desire is to stay in Europe, because, I mean, maybe you can speak to this, but it's not necessarily that playing in Europe, especially the smaller leagues, if you say Scandinavia and Belgium, etc., like, good chance you could be earning better money at Sundowns.
For sure, 100%. I mean, not like I said, it's not always about the money. I mean, South African teams pay better than a lot of Scandinavian countries. I mean, a lot of the smaller European countries. It's always about opportunity. I mean, you can base on an opportunity. You can take an opportunity based on just getting the chance to play, and from there you make a better transfer. So it's not always about the money. And I think him coming back was probably on the notion of making a bigger step up. You know, I mean, he's at a club that people look at. Scouts will definitely have to looking into a team like Sundowns in the country for sure, because we bring in a lot of awareness. Ron has just won some awards at the CAF. I mean, there's a lot of eyes on the country now, so to bring a lot of potential for scouts to come and have a look at what we're producing back home.
You see, I like Kermit Erasmus. He's our ex-player and he still has a lot good to say about Sundowns, or at least honest. Because let's be honest, my Sundown. As Sundowns, we're going to the biggest tournament. I don't know the name of the team he was at, but we're going to the Club World Cup. Every year, competing in the CAF. Talking about quarterfinals, semi-finals, you know? And we just need that one step to go to the final and have a possibility of winning it again. Always competing and winning, taking the league. Having the best style of play in the whole country. Africa fears us. Even at AFCONs, AFCONs, a lot of South Sundowns players are representing Bafana Bafana. So also, a possibility for a player like Kobamelo to play for none other than Bafana Bafana. You know, as much as Hugo Bros is that guy with something that you call love is blind. Because for real, love is blind when it comes to him. If he loves you, he'll always love you. No matter you performing good or you performing bad, this guy loves you, always love you. So in terms of picking new players, something we're not certain about. But at Sundowns, we now have players that should be in the Bafana Bafana national squad. But I want us to not divert and stay on this topic of coming back from Europe. If you are not seeing an elevation to your career, it's never wrong coming back home. Especially if you come into a club that will elevate you. Look at Pesita, who had came back from Brighton to go to where? To go to Al Ahly. He's now competing in a whole range of tournaments. From Arab tournaments to winning the AFCON probably twice by now since he came back. I could be wrong. But would he have ever won any of these major trophies still playing at Brighton? Think about it. Sometimes as a player you must take the best decision for yourself, for your career, and for your advancement. So Kobamelo, you did a great decision. Tashreeq, you did a great decision. Here at Mamelodi, we are winning trophies. And looking at the trajectory of the club, there's no way any South African player would not want to come back to play for a club like Mamelodi Sundowns. We're on the right track, Masandawan. So I'm very glad, and especially looking at some of how he played on the previous game, somebody like Kolisang. Look at his confidence having come back, especially under the new coach, Miguel Cardoso, the Don. Guys, Masandawan. Alright, this one is a great acquisition. Tashreeq, also a great acquisition. Why do I say this? Look at his assist, still the highest. having been injured for such a long time, probably a month and a half by now, or maybe 2, I'm not sure of the dates, but he's now coming back. And we are going to see these players that, okay, they play on the same position, but these players haven't come back, haven't come back and bringing so much to the club. Both of these players are national team quality. Even though they might be competing against somebody like a Rele Mufukeng and Police in that position. But I think they can both break through. Possibilities are endless. But again, it is never wrong for a player to come back from Europe, to come back to South Africa, and especially to a big club or the biggest club like Mamelodi Sundowns. Kabuyelo Masandawana, let's keep supporting the boys. Please like, subscribe. I'll be bringing you more of these. So until I see you again, Bafana Bamams. Kabuyelo Masandawana. Kabuyelo. Please like and subscribe.